Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 Holy Grail skincare products. These are products that if somebody said, hey, we're dragging you to a deserted island, you can only take 5 skincare products. This is what I would take. I really hope I can take this too, my giant mug of coffee. Otherwise, whatever creatures happen to be living on the deserted island are in for a treat with this animal, uncaffeinated. All right, the #1 skincare product I would take. If you have to guess what it is, then you must be new here. Welcome, so nice to have you. I would love it if you would subscribe and give this video a thumbs up too while you're at it. It really helps my vids out a lot. Anyways, the #1 product that I would definitely take with me is sunscreen. Of course, why would I go anywhere without sunscreen? I never go anywhere without sunscreen. Put it on every single day or reapply it throughout the day. And it's so important not only for improving hyperpigmentation, keeping your skin healthy, it also is helpful for reducing the risk of skin cancer. If I'm gonna be on a deserted island somewhere, chances are I'm gonna be getting a lot of sun exposure. So I'm gonna need my sunscreen for sure. And I get questions all the time, what is your holy grail sunscreen? Truthfully, I do not have one. I am not someone who really cares that much. I will use any sunscreen. Truthfully, I don't put a lot of thought into it. If I weren't on YouTube and I didn't make content around reviewing different sunscreens, I would just grab whatever was available and put it on my face and be done with it. So I really had to look back over my purchasing history over the past few years. What sunscreen have I repurchased the most? And it ended up being the Color Science Sun Forgettable Mineral Face Shield. And I was like, well, that would be a good one to take along. It is a SPF 50 mineral sunscreen, and it's tinted, and it's water resistant. Those are all things that are gonna be really helpful on a deserted island. When you are outdoors, it's nice to have water resistant sunscreen. It holds up a little bit better in between reapplications. This sunscreen would also be a great choice to take to a deserted island because not only does it have the water resistance thing going for it, but it also is a great sunscreen for protecting not only against ultraviolet radiation that contributes to aging and skin cancer, but it also offers good protection against pro-pigmenting wavelengths of visible light, namely blue light, that largely come from the sun. I assume on this deserted island I'm not gonna have any devices, but anyways, the majority of those wavelengths do in fact come from the sun. Color Science has actually demonstrated that their sunscreen does in fact protect against those pro-pigmenting wavelengths of visible light. So they've done diligence by their claims, and they've taken the investigation a little bit further to test the ability of the sunscreen not only to protect against ultraviolet radiation, but also against those pro-pigmenting wavelengths of visible light. When I talk about the pro-pigmenting wavelengths of visible light, probably the first thing that comes to mind is like aesthetic things, not having, you want to protect yourself against rays that cause hyperpigmentation. But those rays also do contribute to, we are now learning, free radical generation in the skin that can not only age your skin, but contribute possibly to skin cancer formation. Still in its infancy as far as research, but hey, if I'm going to a deserted island, I want protection from that too, because I'm gonna be getting a lot of it from the sun. And I just really like this product a lot. It looks nice on the skin. I've had many people tell me that since hearing about it from me, they have purchased it and they use it in lieu of foundations. It provides nice coverage as well. I mean, it's not like a true foundation, but if you're going for a no makeup look, this is a great product to use as your sunscreen. Because it's a mineral sunscreen, it's easy to apply around the eyes, it doesn't burn, it doesn't sting. It stays on the skin really well, it doesn't pill, it doesn't ball, it looks really nice. This particular tint, the original one, is better for, I'd say, light, medium to paler skin tones, but they have a few other shades as well. And this has been a long-standing favorite. I've probably repurchased, this is a sunscreen I have repurchased numerous times, and I really like it and I really recommend it. But you guys, I mean, I have recommended so many wonderful sunscreens over the years. I use so many sunscreens, it's really hard to choose, and frankly, I'm not I'm not that loyal to any one in particular. I just kind of go with what's available, but if I had to grab one, I would grab this. And given that I've repurchased it so many times, you know, I know it would definitely serve me well. Okay, number 2 product is one that I have to use every single day, and I notice a difference when I don't, so it's definitely coming with me. And it's my CeraVe Healing Ointment. I adore this. I've been using it for several years now. I use it mostly on my lips, the corners of my mouth especially. I'm prone to a lot of irritation around my mouth. I always have been, and this really helps prevent that. It is an ointment made with petrolatum, which really helps lock in hydration into the skin and acts as a skin protectant. It also has ceramides that can help with skin barrier restoration. Hopefully on this deserted island, if it's just me, you know, maybe I don't have to worry about the pandemic and wearing a mask. But this has really helped me a lot with irritation underneath my mask. One issue that I have run into, I don't know if you guys have this issue, my nose, like from allergies and stuff, will run, and it's just like a little slight trickle from my nose. But when I'm wearing the mask, I can't like wipe my nose because I can't touch my face. So it just kind of sits there on my skin. And that liquid from my nose, I know it sounds gross, starts to break down at my skin barrier. It causes a lot of irritation around my mouth, my upper lip in particular. And this has really helped to put it on before I go out, you know, before I go out for my day and have to start wearing a mask. It's really helped a lot. But it also really helps with anywhere where you have chafing. I use it a lot as I'm a runner, so I like to put it under my armpits when I'm gonna go on a long run, anywhere where the skin might rub. This is really helpful. So this is definitely coming with me. I imagine if I'm on a deserted island, I'm gonna have to be doing a lot more survivalist type things, and I'm probably going to have a lot of chafing and skin injuries. Having a skin protectant is going to be very helpful. So this is definitely coming with me. It is a holy grail. If I go without it, you know, my skin definitely suffers. Number 3 product is going to be a cleanser. I wash my face once a day, typically always at nighttime. I always wash my face at nighttime, but typically I just wash it that one time. Some people like to wash their face twice a day. That's fine, there's no rules. And the reason it's important to wash your face is that it is important for removing dirt. Hopefully there's not a lot of pollution on this deserted island. Dirt, cosmetics, sunscreen. It's important to remove all of that because dirt, oils, it can lead to a buildup on the skin. It can aggravate something called seborrheic dermatitis. So it's a good idea to wash your face at the end of the day. If you are someone like me too, who deals with seasonal allergies to pollens and things like that, washing your face kind of helps remove anything that might have settled on the skin that would further drive your allergies and sniffle. So yeah, long story short, cleansing my skin is very important. If I stopped washing my face today, you would notice a difference in my skin in about 2 weeks. Washing your face is also really important for removing excessive oiliness. A cleanser I have used for many years, including before I was ever on the internet, is CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser. So this is definitely coming with me. Is it my holy grail cleanser? You know, I guess so. I mean, it's probably one I repurchased so many times in my life that I could call it a holy grail, but like anything, I'm not like married to any of these. If that wasn't available, I wouldn't like lose sleep over it. I'd be more worried about other things on this deserted island. Like, are there gonna be things that are gonna be attacking me? Like, am I gonna have to defend myself from a bear or something? I'm not really gonna be worried about is CeraVe what's gonna be available to wash my face, but that would be what I would take probably. All right, and then the next product that would definitely be a holy grail for me, of course, and is very important in a skincare routine is a moisturizer. Moisturizers are really helpful and necessary in my opinion. They help in reducing transepidermal water loss out of the skin that ultimately contributes to dryness, irritation, can contribute to flares of acne. Using a moisturizer is also really important to help your skin kind of recover from environmental stressors, which presumably I'm gonna be exposed to a lot of on this deserted island. You didn't know this video was gonna be like a survivor, did you? Anyways. I review and use hundreds of moisturizers. I mean, not all at once, but there are many moisturizers I love and adore. If I had to choose just one, it would probably be Vanity Cream because it's just, we have a long-standing relationship. This tub and myself, we go back to, you know, my teen years. So I'm pretty loyal to Vanity Cream. Very no nonsense moisturizer, no fragrance, no common allergens. And I like that, you know, it has a little pump too. That's convenient for dispensing into your hands and whatnot. You can use this on the face, body. I really like it. And I don't know how windy it's gonna be on this island either. This can help with reducing windburn as well as the ointment. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I would use this to my face, my body, help with moisture retention. It's really gonna help. Presumably I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of environmental stressors on this island. So yeah, I would definitely take this with me for sure. All right, and then last but not least, a product that I cannot live without. Use it every other day, I would say. And if I stop using it, it is like, whoo, what happened? It is a Urea foot cream. Yes, Urea foot cream for the calluses on my feet, for using around my toenails. I also use these on my fingernails. And Urea is a great ingredient to use in these areas. It softens calluses, helps with moisture retention on the thick skin of the palms and soles. Now, a product I've been using long before I was ever on the internet again, so this is kind of what makes it into the Holy Grail category, is Carousel foot ointment. This is a Urea foot ointment. I put it on my heels like a few nights a week. It's really good. Completely transforms them. You know, I always see like on people's Instagram stories, you're like, oh, don't look at my feet. I haven't had a pedicure in like 2 weeks, so please don't look at my feet. I'm just like, get a Urea foot cream. You never have to worry again about the callus situation. You know, people run to the salons to have them scrape away your callus, only for it to return a few days later. Because the scraping, yes, it removes it, but it's a very temporary, short-lived outcome. And all that scraping, it just kind of drives more irritation, causes more water loss out of the skin, leads to more dryness and kind of a reactive subsequent buildup of further dry, heaped up skin. Urea is much more precise, and it's also simultaneously hydrating, and it really helps the health of your nail plate as well. So if you paint your toenails, it will help with the nail polish going on better. It's just a fantastic ingredient. And when, you know, I run, and presumably on this deserted island where I've got like wild animals chasing me, I'm going to be running a lot. And so, yeah, I would definitely want to have my Urea foot cream on board. So those are my top 5 Holy Grail skincare products. These are products, you guys, I use every day, with the exception of the foot ointment. I use it, you know, every other day. And if I don't use these, if I stop using any of these 5 products, you're gonna notice in a couple of weeks, you're gonna be like, whoa, what's wrong? What's going on with you? If I stop wearing sunscreen, what's gonna happen is, as I go about my day, even though I'm mostly indoors majority of the day, you know, I do go in and out, and just small trips to the car, what have you, that UV exposure adds up. And of course, you have there's UV that comes through window glass. All of that contributes to not only skin cancer risk, but just like some cosmetic things, namely hyperpigmentation. You would start seeing a lot of sunspots and freckles appearing, dark spots, and just my skin would be more prone to irritation without sunscreen. If I wasn't cleansing my face every day, you guys would notice like I'd have an oily buildup. It would really start to cause a lot of irritation from not removing the sunscreen. You know, that would start to lead to a buildup that could aggravate, you know, I don't really even have acne, but I would probably develop some acne from not cleansing my skin. And just uneven skin texture from simply not cleansing. Cleansing the face also, as a side note, is kind of part of it helping it to exfoliate too. When you cleanse, you're exfoliating. So, you know, you definitely see a difference there. Not moisturizing, you know, I have a background of eczema, so you would definitely see more dryness, irritation, and skin just looks healthier when you're using a moisturizer. It performs better, it functions better, the moisture barrier is like happier. you would definitely notice a difference. And then the healing ointment is key for the health and hydration of my lips in particular. I would have like a lot of frictional irritation from chafing and things like that. I would see a marked difference without it. And then my feet would look ratchet without it. Just because of all the friction, I would have a lot of callus. So those are the things I could not live without. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. What about your retin A? What about your retin A? What about retinol? Dude, if I stopped using retin A today, you guys would not know. I mean, you would. Retin A, don't get me wrong, I've been using it for what, 2 years now? Definitely has made a difference in the health of my skin. My skin is firmer, softer. It's made a slight difference in smoothing out some fine lines and wrinkles. And it has, I think, improved some hyperpigmentation, although that's hard to tell because hyperpigmentation will fade with time and sun protection, which I'm doing, and time has elapsed. So it's hard to say to what extent that's due to the retin A. There's no reason to believe that if I stop using retin A today, that things would take a downturn. I think people put retin A and retinols on this pedestal and assume that they just do all these wonderful things, and that if you use them and then stop, then all of a sudden you're gonna like shrivel up into a prune overnight. It's really not like that. Tretinoin or retin A is beneficial. It does help with boosting collagen production. It does help with removing some sun damaged skin cells, but it's really just a minor add-on. It is not necessary for skin. It is not necessary for the health of your skin. My skin health would suffer without these 5 things. It would not suffer if I stopped using retin A. Now, if you're somebody who has acne or another dermatologic condition for which you've been prescribed retin A, then it will be probably a holy grail for you. If you stop using it, then the health of your skin would suffer. But fortunately, I don't have those things. I did have acne, in my younger years, but I've kind of outgrown that, and it's no longer really an issue for me. So it would not make a difference if I stopped using retin A, and it certainly wouldn't, change the health of my skin. And so I want you guys to understand that, because people get hyped up over serums, toners, whatever, but keeping things really basic is really just what you need. Honestly, you don't need all the other bells and whistles whatsoever. So, this is a fake scenario, me going to a deserted island, but another situation is like, maybe you have lost your job, you're, in kind of trying to make ends meet, trying to stretch your dollar a little bit more, paring things down to just these essentials. You can save yourself some money and also, time, not having to apply as much stuff. So I would say figure out what your 5 holy grails are that you can't live without, and try just living with those things for a few months and seeing, does your skin really take a turn for the worse without the other stuff? Probably not. So yeah, comment below though, what things would you take to this deserted island? And would you be excited to go? That will divide introverts versus extroverts. I'm kind of excited about the deserted island. Like, I don't know. I'm imagining like a bird of paradise and, a hammock, and although not when a lion chases me or a jaguar or a massive python leaps out at me. I could never be on Survivor. Do you guys watch that show? I mean, I think when did it first come out? I think I watched a few episodes of it when it first came out, a decade ago, but I haven't. Is it still on? I'm really dating myself now. Anyways, guys, happy Friday. Thank you for making it this far in the video and for watching the whole thing. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.